Alright, what's Gucci, y'all? It's A1 Andre coming back with another video. If you're one of my subs watching this, I appreciate you for being patient, because I ain't uploaded in a long time because I've been on Warzone heavy. Got one on me? Roger's armor? What? Yo, y'all come take him out, man.
Thought I was looking out.
Anyway, if you read the title, then you already know what this video is going to be about. Now, I know a lot of you liked the video I put out about what the Xbox Series X was going to bring to NBA 2K21. So this time in this video, I'm going to be talking about what the PS5 brings to the next installment of 2K, which is NBA 2K21. By the way, I also got to say before this video even continues, if you're not already subscribed, and hit the subscribe button. Also leave a like on this video, that'll help me out a ton. But yeah, without further ado, let's jump right into it. Now, the first thing I wanted to talk about is the controller. More importantly, the microphone. Now, according to Sony, the microphone for the PS5 or the DualSense 5 is supposed to be built in to where you don't have to buy one. So that means that anybody in game chat can hear you talking into the microphone. So if you, for example, playing in park, you'll be able to hear the other team as well as your team most likely, and you don't have to have a headset no more to talk into the microphone. Now, I see pros and cons to this. The pros is for, like, you know, younger children that can't afford a headset, because there are a lot of kids out there that can't afford a headset. So it's good on that side, but on the negative side, if you play in a park, you already know how it go, man. You already know how it's gonna go. People that already have headsets in the community are already toxic, putting in their mic before the game even starts in park games, saying a bunch of crazy stuff into their microphones. So now that everybody got a microphone, that means that it's gonna be even worse than it was before. Like I said, the way I see it, there's a pro and a con to that. The pro is that everybody can have microphones now. The cons is that it's gonna be double the toxicity, if not triple. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to hear somebody put in their microphone saying a bunch of crazy stuff into their microphone with me having to hear it before the park game even begins. I really don't want to hear Yummy by Justin Bieber, STG. Another new feature that's going to be in 2K21 for the PS5 is going to be according to patents and all that, there's supposedly going to be a new robot that's going to feel the emotion that you feel or something like that. It's a patent that's out that says that apparently there's supposed to be this robot that can apparently there's supposed to be this robot that can feel what you feel or empathize with you as the player that sits beside you on the couch or something like that. Oh man, I promise y'all I ain't making this up. I'm gonna put it on screen. Like, there's supposed to be this robot that, like, senses player feeling or something. I'll put it up on screen. Let me read this article real quick. Okay, now on a site called T3, they say that essentially it watches you, as in the robot, it watches you game or watch movies or TV. Or I guess it watches it with you. I'm guessing this is what it's saying. It also expresses fear, sadness, and happiness by deducing your feelings and mimicking them. It then begins determining an action, blah, blah. Okay, basically this thing is for kids, is what I'm getting from it. It's like, this is good for kids that don't have no friends to play with them, you know, to play the game and watch movies and, you know, watch TV and all that stuff. It's especially good because of what's going on right now with the whole pandemic thing that's happening. So being that a lot of people can't leave the house, you know, people have to stay in the house more, especially with kids. They can't go outside now and play with their friends out in the neighborhood. Then this is something good for them, because I don't see this thing that's happening right now, you know, slowing down anytime soon. By the time the PS5 comes out and this little robot thing comes out, the pandemic most likely won't be over by then. So I guess it's good for that, like I said, but it's something I'm definitely not gonna cop myself, honestly. I don't have no point in getting this thing, man. I don't need this thing. As a matter of fact, even if I'm a parent and I'm reading this, I don't even know if I would get this for my kid myself, because I don't know about the optimization of this thing. You know what I'm saying? It might blow up in your face. Who knows? You know, let me shut up. I don't want to get this thing for my kid because I don't know about the optimization it might have, you know. Well, I mean, I don't have no kids, but I'm just saying for a parent that has one, I don't know what the optimization is going to be with this thing. Like, how would I even know I could trust this thing? What if it overheats and it's sitting on your couch? Next thing you know, it done messed up the leather on your couch or the cloth on your couch. You got to go buy a new Lazy Boy. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, I barely even trust the new consoles without buying a warranty on them first. So I wouldn't trust no robot, you know what I'm saying? That's just me though, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't trust it, but I mean, hey, I don't know, to each his own. But anyway, looking back to the controllers, if you notice the image we saw, the DualSense 5 controllers that was put out, they didn't show the back of the controller. Now, according to patents I've read and seen, they said that there should be buttons on the back of the DualSense 5. Now, there's already been buttons on modded controllers for the PS4, as well as separate attachments you can buy on the PS4 for back buttons, but they should be doing that again for the PS5, for the DualSense 5. So, you know, how that affects 2K is that, let's just say, for example, you're playing in Pro-Am. I bring up Pro-Am because Pro-Am is usually more competitive than Park, and most people play Park a lot. So, you know, the more competitive players is going to want that attachment, that back attachment on their controller, like, you know, like I said earlier, pro players. Anyway, the point is, let's just say that you trying to make an icon pass. It's going to be a lot easier with that back button to make an icon pass than it is going to be with that current button for icon passes, which is like, what, L1? It'll be a lot easier playing with your friends in Pro-Am to make that icon pass with the back button, especially since your fingers already rest on the back of the controller anyway by default. So it's going to be more speed that you're going to have to be able to push buttons faster, you know what I'm saying? Because speed is important when it comes to pro players and all that. They care about speed a lot. Basically, what I'm saying is the back buttons or the back button attachment is going to make it a lot faster to actually be able to access what you want to do in the game. And y'all probably thinking to yourself, well, if that was already an attachment for the PS4, then why are you bringing it up for PS5? And if you asked that question, I'm glad you asked, because the next way that the PS5 brings something new to 2K21 is actually something called Biofeedback. Now, Biofeedback is something that I was reading in the patent again, and that was talking about basically, I mean, it's pretty much self-explanatory, but what it means is, let's just say you're playing in a Play Now Online game. Well, nobody plays Play Now Online. Let's just say you're playing in, I don't know, a My Career game, or you playing in, I don't know, the Rec, or a park game, or a Pro-Am, or any 2K park event. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. Basically, the point is, let's just say you're in a bad situation where, or a tight situation where you're kind of nervous or something like that. Basically, the controller's gonna be able to feel that you're nervous. It sounds weird, but like with biofeedback, the DualSense 5 is supposed to basically sense what you're feeling, because I guess it's supposed to have built-in sensors on the controller. So, for example, if you nervous and you're playing in a tight situation or a tight game, the built-in sensors and technology in the controller for the DualSense 5 is supposed to feel the pulse in your fingertips, or the heartbeat in your fingertips, whatever you want to call it. I say a heartbeat. The pulse in your fingertips, and I guess read how you're feeling emotionally, which in turn can affect your gameplay. Now, this sounds cool in theory, but let me explain why this is gonna end up getting on my nerves. Okay, so like, the thing with me is, I naturally have kind of clammy hands when I play the game. I naturally have, my hands get warm very easy. So as a result, the sensors on the controller might pick up that my hands is clammy, and they might think I'm, you know, nervous, when in actuality, that's not the case. Let's just say I'm playing a Pro-Am game, and then I'm trying to shoot the last shot at the last second, and we down by 1 or we down by 2, and I shoot a 3, and I airball because my hands is clammy. That ain't gonna really be fair to me as a player, and I can see a lot of players get mad about that. So if that actually ends up being a thing for the DualSense 5, then in my opinion, your best bet is to just take some paper towels and wrap them around with some rubber bands around your controller. Honestly, that's the best bet for you to take. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you on that one. But we already have a slightly similar version of this. It's already in the game for, like, if you're shooting free throws, whether it be the computer or like a user you're playing against, the screen will usually shake. So think of it like that. Now, last but not least, the last thing I want to talk about that the PS5 is going to bring to NBA 2K21 is something called 3D audio. Now, with 3D audio, they're using that with the Tempest tech that they have, because them using Tempest tech is supposed to make 3D audio better than it's ever been on any video game or platform ever before. So that means that PS5's 3D audio is supposed to be even better than the Xbox Series X. The PS5 is supposed to come with 5 different custom HRTF options, which means that according to the shape of your ear, you know, because of course we all got different ear shapes, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has ridges in their ears that catch sounds differently than one another, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, anyway, according to the shape of your ear, or depending on the shape of your ear, that will determine what type of HTRF setting you go with when you get your PS5. Now, how this relates to 2K itself when it comes to 2K21, I'm gonna be honest, it don't really affect 2K21 that much, except for like immersion. That's it. It's gonna make you feel more immersed in the game, because, you know, in-game sounds is gonna be more authentic, whether it's park, rec, you know what I'm saying, Play Now Online, when you're playing against, you know, the computer, whatever it is, everything's gonna be more realistic sounding because of that 3D audio. Now, honestly, it's more so different games that's gonna affect 3D audio more than just 2K. Like, for example, you playing, I don't know, Call of Duty, you playing Warzone, because PS4 games gonna be able to be played on PS5 also, if y'all didn't already know. But you playing Warzone, or you playing The Last of Us, or you playing Ghost of Tsushima, or whatever that game's called, or Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Well, any game that has stealth elements into it is where 3D audio comes into play. That's gonna help out big time, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be clutch, because like I said, when you're using stealth in video games, it's all about knowing what's around you and knowing your surroundings, and 3D audio is gonna help make that easier, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I say 3D audio was so big when it comes to not only 2K, but other next gen consoles and next gen titles and just next gen hardware in general, you know what I'm saying? Mark Cerny said that the default HTRF sound settings was already good enough as is. Then again, of course, he's gonna say that because he's Mark Cerny and he worked with PlayStation. So I mean, that don't really mean much to me, but at the same time, from that demo I seen from PS5 of that, you know, Unreal Engine 5, I could honestly say that the rocks in the cave that I heard did sound extremely realistic. So, like I said, I could just imagine playing 2K and I'm playing, let's just say, in a playoff atmosphere or a Jordan Rex in that atmosphere. It don't matter, like, you know what I'm saying? That sound's gonna make you feel more immersed, like I said earlier. So, I don't know. 3D audio is big to me because, I don't know, if you've been following me for a little while, you already know that I like all the nuances and little details when it comes to 2K, like graphics and audio sounds and all that stuff. So that's why it's important to me. So I don't know. But anyway, that's gonna do it for the video and all the things that's coming new to PS5 right now with 2K21. I didn't talk about the create button because although there's a new feature on PS5, we don't know that much about that at all right now because no news has been out on the create button so far. So when that comes out, I'm gonna probably make a video about that too. So anyway, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below, subscribe if you haven't already. If you're brand new, I post videos like this whenever I post videos like this, you know what I'm saying? Don't hold me to nothing. But yeah. Also follow me on my social media. Link is gonna be in my description down below. With that being said, it's been A with Andre. I appreciate y'all for watching and hanging around to the end if you did. And until next time, I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. And I'm out.